Good afternoon, children. Today I am starting first chapter of Geography, Resources and Development. In this chapter, first question arises: what are resources? You all know what are resources. How many types of resources? You have studied earlier in previous class. You studied what are resources. But I am telling you one more time what are resources. So resources are the gift of nature. Resources are gifts of nature. These are available in limited quantity. It can be used to satisfy our needs with the development of skills and technology. These resources provided a base for economic development of a country. So resources are gifted to human beings by our nature, and it is in limited quantity on earth. So we have to use these resources in such a manner that we should make maximum utilization of through these resources with the use of their in minimum quantity to for the development of a country through technology and skill. So human beings are the main source of or main resource given by nature on this earth. Without human beings, the utilization of resources is not possible. And human beings, see in this diagram, human beings is the center of all resources, and physical environment is there, means nature. Technology, yes, technology is developed by human beings only. Then institutions means where these by the use of these technologies, human beings change the resources into useful goods. So all these are main components of resources. The process of transformation of things available in our environment involves an interactive relationship between nature, technology and institutions. Clear? Without human beings interact with nature through technology and create institutions to accelerate their economic development. Through technology, human beings use these natural resources to accelerate, means to improve economic development of our country. Resources are a function of human activities. Resources are functions of human activities. Human beings themselves are essential components of resources. Clear? Human beings are main component of resources. They transform material available in our environment into resources and use them. All resources are found in environment in their crude condition, but after the recognition of resources, once these resources are recognized, then they are put to use by human beings through several means, use of technology and others, to make them useful goods for the society. Now these resources can be classified in the following ways: on the basis of origin, on the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of ownership, and on the basis of status of development. So first is on the basis of origin: biotic and abiotic resources. The classification of resources on the basis of origin are biotic resources and abiotic resources. What are biotic resources? You all must know what are biotic resources. The resources which are obtained from biosphere, from nature, and have life. In other terms, we can say all living organisms, all living things comes under this category, biotic resources. Then next is abiotic resources, all those things which are composed of non-living things. All non-living things comes under abiotic resources. And examples are resources, for example rocks, metals, all these things have no life. But biotic resources like human beings, flora, fauna, fisheries, livestock, forests, no? All these comes under biotic. And on the basis of exhaustibility, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. So renewable resources are those which can be renewed or reproduced by physical, chemical or mechanical processes. Those resources are known as renewable resources. Some of the resources which are present in nature, gifted by nature, but can be renewed by our activities. Those are solar energy, wind energy, water. We can save water for future, forest and wildlife. The renewable resources may further be divided into continuous or flow. Second is non-renewable resources. Those resources which cannot be renewed or recycled. Those resources are termed as non-renewable resources, and these resources takes a very long geological time to produce itself, like minerals and fossil fuels. Fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, oil, etc. All these resources are non-renewable resources because once they are exhausted, we cannot be renewed these resources. Then next is resources on the basis of ownership. On the basis of ownership, resources can be divided into individual, community owned resources, national resources and international resources. Now first is individual resources. Individual resources are those which are owned privately by individuals. All those resources which are owned by any individuals are known as individual resources, like land. Farmers own land for their farming, for doing farming work. Businessmen own land for factory, for making buildings, construction purpose. Urban people own plots, houses and other property for their own use. All these are individual resources. Then community owned resources. By the name we can easily understand community owned. All those resources which are accessible to all the members of the community, like parks, libraries, sports ground, picnic spots. In village we can say grazing grounds, burial grounds, village ponds, etc. All these resources which are owned for the benefit of community or for the entertainment of community. Some like picnic spots, playgrounds, cinema halls, all these areas are for entertainment. So those resources which are used for the community, benefit of the community, are known as community owned resources. The next is national resources. All the resources belong to the nation. Yes, we can say this. All the resources which are found in a particular country belongs to that nation only. All the minerals, water resources, forest, wildlife, land within the boundaries of a nation are termed as national resources of that country. Next is international resources. International resources are those which regulate, some international institutions regulate some resources. What are these resources? The oceanic resources beyond 200 nautical miles of the exclusive economic zone belong to open ocean, and no individual country can utilize these resources without the concurrence of international institutions. Without the permission of international institutions, no one can use these resources. Now next is on the basis of the status of development. On the status of development, these resources are further divided into potential resources, developed resources, stock and reserves. So first is potential resources. Resources which are found in a region but have not been utilized. For example, the western parts of India, particularly Rajasthan and Gujarat, have enormous potential for the development of wind and solar energy, but they don't know how to develop these resources. these have not been developed properly. So all these are known as potential resources, which have potential to produce further, but human beings have not have the particular knowledge to produce or to renew these resources. Then developed resources, resources which are surveyed and their quality and quantity have been determined for utilization. All those resources which are surveyed or which are found out and their quality and quantity have been determined for further utilization of these resources. Also, these resources are known as developed resources. The development of resources depends on technology and level of their feasibility. Then stock, minerals in the environment which have the potential to satisfy human needs, but human beings do not have the appropriate technology to assess these, are included among stock. All those materials which are not even used by human beings are known as or included in stock. Stock means stock of goods, stock of something, some material. Second is last one is reserves. Reserves are the subset of the stock. Some material, some minerals are or some resources are put aside as reserves for their further use. These are known as reserves. Then come to the next topic. What is sustainable development? So what do you mean by sustainable development? This is the main important topic and question of this lesson. So what is sustainable development? It means sustainable development is the organizing principle for meeting human development goals while at the same time sustaining the ability of natural system to provide the natural resources and ecosystem services upon which the economy and society depends. So sustainable development means using of natural resources for the development of economy and society through these natural resources, but saving them. At the same time, we have to save or make reserves of these resources. Sustainable development can be classified as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations. Sustainable economic development means development should take place without damaging the environment, and development in the present should not compromise with the needs of the future generation. We should use natural resources with due care without damaging the environment and without compromising the needs of the future generation, because future generation also needs this natural resources for their development also. So here we conclude this topic.